I'm Bambi Francisco with this segment of Lessons for Entrepreneurs, and I'm speaking with Paul Buchheit. He's one of the early architects of Google's Gmail, and he also founded recently FriendFeed. Paul, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
And Paul, we have this segment for all the Vator entrepreneurs seeking advice and guidance as they build their company, and you just raised $5 million. Maybe you have some words of wisdoms about fundraising. You helped build Google's Gmail. Maybe you have some words of wisdom about architecting a platform. Can you share 3 pieces of advice for about entrepreneurship?
Sure. So I think maybe one of the first and most important things to understand about any advice is just the context in which it's occurring. And so, a lot of the things that we've done make sense for the kind of products we're building. And so if you're building something that's more consumer or user-oriented, such as Gmail or FriendFeed, I think that it's very important to try to get the product in front of users as quickly as possible and really learn from what they have to say and the problems that they're having and the things that they really like, and continue refining the product and even just the very vision of what the product is, as well as all of the little details on really as iteratively and quickly as possible.
So, so get the product out quickly.
Right.
So that's important, and some people just sit and wait until it's perfect, and you probably shouldn't be doing that. So
right, especially for a startup, you just don't have the time, and also a lot of times people discover, and this has happened to a lot of the startups that I've invested in, they spend a long time building something and they release it, and they find out that it really wasn't the right product, or that they really should have been going in a somewhat different direction.
Right.
And one of the big advantages of getting it out there quicker is just that you get that feedback sooner, and you can change direction appropriately.
What about the concern that if you build it, you might be building this sort of house of cards, and you need to build it right before you kind of like start releasing these products?
Well, again, you have to be maybe a little bit thoughtful about things, but historically, I think we've seen that people can usually, if you have a successful product, someone else, or you can find the right people to really grow that product. The more common scenario is someone puts a lot of effort into building a product, and it just doesn't click with consumers. Like the Segway is a really great example. There was a lot of hype around it. They poured who knows how much money into building this product, but it turned out that people weren't interested in a $5,000 scooter or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's something that if you test these things sooner, you can learn sooner.
Sure. Any lessons about the fundraising process or building a team?
Sure. So I think fundraising is really something that it's a little bit difficult to give too general of advice, because it really does depend on your situation. It depends on how much money you're able to raise. Depends on how much. It
depends if you're able to slap down $1 million of your own money or so.
Right. It depends how long it's going to take for you to get to the stage where you can release a product. And so that's definitely something. If you're building a piece of hardware or something, you might require a lot of money to do that. If you're building a website, fortunately, that can be done for surprisingly little money a lot of times today. And so it really just depends on the situation, I think.
Okay. Any other final thoughts, parting thoughts for the entrepreneurs out there watching?
I think that maybe the trait that really seems to determine which people are going to succeed and which aren't, in many cases, just comes down to determination. Mm-hmm. The people who are really driven to make their company a success and to make the product a success and kind of do what it takes and not maybe get too fixated on any one plan, mm-hmm. but continue really pushing to make it a success.
Okay, well, great. Well, I hope that FriendFeed is a success so far. It already looks like it's off to a great start. Thanks, Paul. I've been speaking with Paul Buchheit, who founded FriendFeed, and he's also an investor in Vator TV. I'm Bambi Francisco.